Ekstrand comes into the week at 487, one spot off of her career high, which was last week. She's had a really strong season professionally, 20-8 on the year. And that includes 2 35K titles, one in Jackson, Mississippi, and one in Boca Raton, Florida. Big step up, obviously, playing in this 100.
Cool.
Obviously a pretty big game. Just kind of looking through some of her wins, this would be the best career rankings win of her young career, 255. But also not completely outlandish by any means. Obviously, Ekstrand, a very talented junior career as well. So you hear that win start to pick up for the first time. As high as 71 in the world. Qualified at both Roland Garros and the U.S. Open a year ago. Boy, Stanford picking up the top recruiting class in the country. Such an incredible history and legacy there, both on the men's and the women's side. And a game point for the 18-year-old.
Cool.
Should point out it would be the second best win of her young career after the last win to get to this quarterfinal round. Let's see. At 198, first 200 win. This would be number 2. Number 3 would be her opening round win over Mary Stoyana. So, yeah, some marks set here at Ekstrand this week. Yeah, some hard-hitting tennis right now. Yeah, women here really go after it, and look with a great chance in the opener. Tries to do a little too much with that volley, and Mandlik does grab the Opening break, we are off and running here. Winner gets Caden's brace in our semifinals tomorrow, 6-2 over Stefanini. Also moving on Ma earlier today over Talyeva. 1-love, and Vidmanova taking out Sonome, reigning AO girls champion. 6-love in the third. Muggy day. We have started quite late, obviously. This was a not before 5 o'clock start, getting close to 6:30 local time. Just really physical matchups on the men's side here to start the day. And this heat and humidity, I think, has taken a toll in terms of being able to be incredibly efficient on court. Ellie Mandlik, 1-love. Mandlik, 24 years of age, 255 in the world. A couple of 3-set wins for her over Destiny Aeva and then Anna Rogers, 6-1 in the third in that second round battle. This is the first hardcourt event for her in all of 2025, which is kind of wild to think about. She has a 35K title to her credit this year as well, Palm Coast. So it's going to be 2 chances for Ekstrand to get the break right back. This is the first meeting between these two. So sorting each other out. Still going after their shots pretty aggressively here. Well, listen, I think it kind of shows, right? We do have a pretty stiff wind. Right now it's behind Ekstrand. So both players broke in while serving into the wind for the first time. And you just, you know, sometimes struggle finding the right margin that you need on, not necessarily even on the serve, but on the swings, right? And Mandlik plays with a low margin off of the ground. So that will be a real challenge for her when she is on that near side of the court. So it's going to be kind of that interesting dynamic of these two, especially Mandlik, just again with that style of play that she brings to the game. Does she want to throw in a little bit more shape? Does she just want to throw some darts there? For margin there, just absolutely hammered home the tee from Ekstrand. A couple of them here in this game, and a game point as well, looking for the day's first hole. That's good work, really flattening that ball out. It has some weight behind it as well. Big forehand out of Ekstrand to get us to 2-1. We're on serve early after a couple of breaks, live streaming on the USTA Pro Circuit. Yeah, good composure there to find that finish into the corner, and a couple of game points here for Mandlik. I have been, over the last couple of days, really impressed with her hands and her willingness to have that all-court game. She gets the first easy hold of the day, 2-all here in this opening set. So yeah, it definitely needs to be pointed out. 2 service games into the wind, breaks. 2 service games with the wind, holds.
Whoa.
though, even on that miss, and we talked about it, into the wind is one thing, but Mandlik is just employing yourself to get into the court and just get that body weight transfer a little bit better. Yeah, but we're seeing, because of Ekstrand's style, obviously she goes big very early in the point and has that capability of doing that, really dictating how a match gets played. And we're finding a lot of these points here through the first 5 games on her racket. Yeah, it's one thing if it's on your racket, that's exactly what you want. However, you do have to find those finishes, and you just can't have those early, easy mistakes like that from Ekstrand. That's where you're looking for that, if you will, quote-unquote, acceptable miss, which is a little bit longer and kind of powering through.
Cool.
That's just been on her racket again, but it's 3 unforced errors from Ekstrand, and Mandlik with a break chance. She's 1 for 1 so far. Almost trickles back over, but really like the way that Monika Ekstrand just has been patrolling that baseline, really. Oh, that's a nice little backhand, not too much to it. In terms of arms, that was much more wristy there. A bit of a slap shot, but effectively struck. Yeah, really interesting looking ball there. Didn't even get a full follow through, but perfect. That is a lot of strength in those arms. A little bit of lean too. Well done. was much cleaner this time. Mandlik would gain points. Not, yeah, a little bit lacking on physicality there. So that is it is a real thing here in terms of the accumulative heat and humidity that you take on through an entire week. Especially this is the third match of the week in 3 days for Mandlik, even worse for Ekstrand coming through qualies, but she definitely looks the part right now. She gets it to do absolutely belted return winner. First of the day. So great chance here for Ekstrand to grab her first lead of the day with a break. You know, 2 doubles in a row from Mandlik. I mean, that's too good, right? And listen, she's given that opportunity, the mistakes from Mandlik, but then she takes advantage of it, right? Just absolutely moves Mandlik around side to side. And yeah, 4 of the last 5 games going the way of Monika Ekstrand. Asking with these original balls. Stanford's got a good one here. I think they know that already, though. That's well done. Just a little hook there. And what wrist action. Really Mandlik find that on the run. But yeah, just kind of sitting and waiting on that ball. Ekstrand pays the price. So a couple of swings missed here from Ekstrand from the middle of the court. Big body returns for Mandlik in this game. She's rewarded with a couple of break chances, 1 of 2 so far. go big up the line there. Down break chance, again, you think about young players in two ways, right? How they do within one day, and also what you see and how you evaluate them in terms of the big picture. And she just doesn't show fear. Willing to go after those, if you will, riskier shots in the big moments. That's going to serve her well in the long run, but that does make it our fourth break in 7 games. So we've traded them twice already. On serve into a ball change, 4-3. Hall of Famer back in 1994. That will trickle over as well. And listen, you know, Mandlik doesn't have that serve, right? And that's, it's always going to be kind of one of those things that just kind of hangs there in the balance, right? It is one thing that can get exposed by very good returners who are willing to take that risk. It's her second hole to love, both of them when she has had the wind at her back. It does get us to 4 games all here. And you know, typically when you get later in these sets, you do anticipate the veteran and a former top 100 player. You expect a little bit more in those moments. Let's see if Mandlik can take advantage of Ekstrand serving into the wind here. The outside of the line, very in margin on that ball. My goodness, that must have slid off the back edge of the line. She has hit all 3 aces tee.
4.
That goes from 40 love to 40-30 and a little bit of a tester into the wind here in a hurry for Ekstrand. Anticipate her going T. Yeah, so continues to just go after her shots, doesn't she? I'm pretty impressed here early. A little bit of momentum shifted the other way during that last service game. How does she respond? Serving to stay in the set 4-5. Feels like at this stage the goal seems to be trying to get Ekstrand moving a little bit from side to side and seeing how she handles the movement at some of the bigger points. Yeah, but that's, again, that's such a low margin shot, right? She has that in her toolbox. There's no question about it. Saw it even yesterday for Mandlik. But today, into a little bit stiffer of a wind. Maybe yesterday that clears, today it doesn't. Need some shape. Great shot. Yeah, really good change of pattern there. And again, that's the linear shot that you see just a little bit more shape on that forehand. It's a good look at that swing. Back, so it's going to be 2 set points for Ekstrand. Love it. Yeah, that's again really good. Mandlik. I think, you know, we've seen her come from behind twice already this week, but she seems to be just such a really good problem solver and solution finder. I think she'd like to do it from the front rather than from behind. Set point number 2. Great. Yeah, and listen, a couple of balls getting through the middle of the court, and then she has that willingness to really drive the ball. And I want to make sure I'm clear. I mean, the stroke capacity that she has is very, very high. It's just a little bit tougher day when she has that low margin swing. So she's just trying to sort that out, find that feel. And that's a great hold, 5-all, fighting off the 2 set points in the process. Mandlik holds us. This is the last of the singles matches of the day. Doubles still to come tonight. Return, just really picked a spot, able to go after it. Not a full swing there, but a perfect punch. Wow. Yeah, what are you going to do? Well, takes a second look down at that line. That is, again, perfectly square right on the line. Yeah, we're getting a look at the replay here, right behind Ekstrand. Yeah, just pretty close to clean. Had it clean, but hit it effectively. Yeah, well out in front of her there, but with that wind checking it up. Wow, yep. In the wheelhouse and punished. This feels very much like how, her last couple matches, got to see that Rogers match, especially just the slow and steady progress that she made as she sorts out what she wants to do. Big serve team. And Mandlik couldn't just use those hands to redirect back into play game point for Ekstrand.
Cool.
It's something small here, but again, when Mandlik is looking to make sure that each ball is different, back to Ekstrand because Monika seems so comfortable. If she gets that ball in the slot, she's going to hunt forehands and really finish them well. So you see a little bit more variety in terms of depth now from Mandlik. Yeah, that's really well scouted out. And again, that footwork and speed paying off. And Mandlik fighting off 2 set points a moment ago, and now a break chance. And then misses the ensuing forehand, and a wry smile on her face there. A little bit of variety in terms of where that contact is going to be for Ekstrand. And another great chance for Mandlik, her second here on the day 2 of 4. So it's 6-5 as Mandlik takes advantage of serving for the set. 6-5. Yeah, it looks, you know, okay. Stretches early in this set where it looked like Mandlik was just a little bit, I don't know, flummoxed and couldn't quite sort out that forehand and what she wanted from her wrist. That doesn't feel like the right decision from Ekstrand there. So, you know, Mandlik again is locked into what she wants to do, and now that she's executing just a little bit better, right? On a play has gone her way since going down that break 4-2. That will sail. It is 7.3 looks. She let one slide by. I think Ekstrand was ready to walk to the chair, but all of a sudden that ball was within striking distance. So Ellie Mandlik fighting off 2 set points. I don't think that was the cleanest volley there. I think she was actually trying to find a little bit more depth on it, but that ends up being the right play, that drop volley. She knows it needs to take that practice swing right afterwards. A little bit too wristy in the Army. I don't know if those are terms. Slider out wide there. Had a couple early, 3 total. How close we are to the local fireworks. We'll find out though, unfortunately. Mandlik 1. If the consistency level from Ekstrand drops at all, listen, she's the one who has that capability of hitting through the court a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, you could say it about either player, right? So break chance here for Ekstrand early. Feels very similar to what we saw midway through the second set. Felt like some of those problems got solved and then they just reappeared. The ground stroke issue there, especially on that forehand for Mandlik, and yeah, you can see again that frustration continues to build.
Cool.
Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, this could go in a hurry here with sudden drop-off in consistency out of Mandlik. Yeah, it just feels like we've seen a pretty sizable drop-off here in the second set, and momentum could shift quickly. We have traded breaks twice already. Can Mandlik do it again? This is what really sticks with me the most, is just how brave Ekstrand is. That's not always going to mean success, right? There's no doubt about it. But she just doesn't show fear. She continues to back herself, and that takes you so far in this game. Not done yet. And again, you just feel like Mandlik's just taking a few more balls out to that ad corner, making that land. Can she consistently go after that backhand wing with impunity? Again, when she has this run of form, you kind of see it spiral out of control because, again, it's so low margin. She often fights her way out of it, however. That's a gift. And especially when you see in the last point, Mandlik throwing the racket, that can't be missed. It's a pretty basically well-constructed point, side to side, exploring some angles. Not much to it, but well executed. Hold to love is her third of the day. All three of those holds to love have been with the wind at her back. Ball change coming as well here. And trying to listen to some of the words from coach / mom there in the stands, and yeah, it looked like she's looking for some level of variation when it comes to the verticality. A little bit different. So it's not that same ball and that same contact point every swing. Just that is a carryover from the last 20 minutes. I mean, that's such a bread and butter type shot with time on the backhand, and she's left lunging for it. One of those moments again, you like a young player going for their shots, but one where you can move the margin drastically, considering Mandlik having a little bit of a breakdown here within this moment. Now you give her just that one extra second to breathe, bounce around now. Speaking of lunging, that's what we got from Ekstrand here. And again, think back of the fact that this is her 5th match of this week in these conditions, coming through qualies. That first set going the other way was so problematic. riding some waves right now, right? Roller coaster activities here in this second set. Second straight deuce game for Ekstrand. Well answered. Both of those swings, right? Just not fully committed to either one is Ekstrand. Yeah, half-hearted on that backhand. She actually had some time. I thought she could have loaded up. And frankly, if she just goes cross there, it's probably the better play. But again, easy for me to say with a little bit of space and distance, and my legs are not as weary. Deuce again.
Cool.
It's going to be a great chance for the second straight game for Ellie Mandlik.
Yes.
Stress there showing from Mandlik, and she's missed out on these two chances in the last couple of return games, and again, it's just continuing to build. Yeah, so listen, it's not been exactly the cleanest set we've ever, a couple of hours, which could completely disrupt a match. It didn't miss by much. Off the racket, it looked like it was going to miss by several feet, but that almost got to it. Perfect. Yeah, just a lot of hand skills there to be able to find that and still drive it, that knifing slice. What a shot this is, huh? That is a pretty decent amount of pace coming off of that ball.
Cool. 4, 150.
So just keeping it tight and really just kind of hanging around at this moment is Mandlik. That is a dangerous place for Ekstrand to be, right? Definitely has a high ceiling, definitely has a lower floor. But those high points are pretty darn high. As you see, the right hand is pretty heavily taped today. I don't remember that being there yesterday, but she knows that she needs shape there. I just can't do it.
Cool. Cool.
This, has been a pattern a couple of times now. Once in this set, once in the last as well, where just things are cruisy, nice and easy, and then just throwing a double fault, things can spiral away from you, even if it's a hold to 30 instead of a hold to love, right? Just those little moments. Because that's a great example of it, right? It wasn't exactly the cleanest. I don't know if that was the target, but it comes up the line, sliding away from that forehand, and now we've gone from 30 love to a 30 all moment really, really quickly.
Cool.
The construction at that point, are you kidding me? Again, so bold in the moment. Nothing overly complex, but looking to apply pressure in the biggest spots. Absolutely love to see it. Two stays out in front, getting deep in the second here in Cary. And I don't think that Ekstrand does either, considering, In Control wants to apply some pressure here so she doesn't have to deal with it on her shoulders trying to close it out. Yeah, talked about it last game. Not as big of a momentum shift here, right? 40-15 in game points. Nice hold there. Pretty quick. These last 3 holds here for Mandlik. To love 15 and 15, and yet she's down a break in this set. She's had by one more chance than her opponent, and down a break. Ekstrand will serve to force a decider. Making it certainly very, very easy in this return game, as Ekstrand just has 2 swings, 2 points. It's going to be 3 set points, and that reminder, she did have 2 set points, albeit on her opponent's serve in the first as well. A pretty shot. Again, just think about it, right? That idea of pressure, pressure, pressure. Mandlik hasn't been able to do that at large swaths of this second set. All 3 by the wayside. She's now 0 for 5 combined on her set points in these 2 sets. went after exactly what she's supposed to there. And each time that she's looking to move forward into the court, it's paying off. Set point number 4. That's a good fight. A really good fight here from Mandlik. Double once again after the 4 set points. This is the 3rd chance for Ellie Mandlik here in the set. Well, you saw what Ellie Mandlik was trying to do there, right? Goad Ekstrand in. Yeah, that second serve, right? You could see it. There's just nothing to it. It is, and again, that dynamic between the two of them, right? Coach trying to tell her how to correct. Student not really wanting to hear it at the moment. Lucky to be at 15 all. Oh, she caught the line. And again, I go back to it. First off, listen, Ellie Mandlik has just failed to find consistent first serves in this game, but again, Ekstrand just continues to go after her shots. This is her 5th set point. And it's that same low backhand that kills Ellie Mandlik. So it is a decider that is upcoming after tennis from her decider underway. Yeah, those were better backhands. Got her legs underneath her on both of those swings, where that has been the issue on that backhand side. Just too flat and still a little bit too vertical with the knees.
12.
Oh my. Just lands right on the line. We'll take it. But that could be a pretty big swing, huh? Pretty big.
Cool.
Oh, you could see her corkscrew on that one. Yeah, kind of a wild swing. And Ekstrand, yeah, first time we've kind of heard from her. She's been so quiet and level-headed here. But knows maybe it's one of those spots where she has to up the ante a little bit. Speaking of the ante, that is absolutely placed as good as it can be. I feel like we've seen that racket on the ground a few too many times here today, so Ekstrand does get the opening hole to get. I actually really like that slice. I think the one thing that really Mandlik is so confident in her abilities, and she should be top 100 player in years past. I think she has the opportunity to really adjust things vertically, and she just hasn't been able to take advantage of that yet. But it's little things like that, right? Adjusting that depth. You know, some with some shape right to the baseline, some that end up a little bit short, the slice mixing in there.
12.
She needed another easy hold there. She's actually had 4 of her last 5 service games have been very simple. It's just that one that got us into the third set, right? Yeah, some real good positive reinforcement there from the team. Gets the freebie then, but again, every one of those balls is in the contact zone. That makes it a little bit simpler for Ekstrand, right? Good. Yeah, that's a great shot. I don't think that the Mandlik should be disappointed in any way, shape, or form. That is the right ball. That's the right decision. At love 15, great play. It makes Ekstrand come up with something incredibly special. Wide open court. Yep, absolutely. Just back. Some pretty good swings here out of Ellie Mandlik. And I'm sure for her, not being rewarded with multiple break chances is going to hurt, but it's a big spot still here early in this third set. Perfect serve. Just a racket on it there from Ellie Mandlik, and game points.
You want to see?
That's a healthy point, too. That's a really healthy point. Got the forehand right in the ad corner. Just off on the execution. Said that a few times here through this Friday night session. point was constructed really, really well, but it's a break chance, and Mandlik has put together break chances in 4 of the last 6 service games. Ekstrand.
Cool.
One thing I can, without, you know, kind of revealing too much, the dynamic between Haley and Hannah here over the last few minutes, it's been stressful to say the least, and it really kind of took off after that missed second serve return, which has been a challenge.
Cool.
And she threads the needle. Wow, what a shot. On a dead sprint, Ellie Mandlik reacting, recovering, and coming up with the goods on this shot. Pow, right up the line. Rewarded with another great chance. The second set, she went 1 of 3. Second look here in this game. Free points are just extensive, and on some pretty big moments as well. Yeah, this is starting to get a little bit uncomfortable courtside. It really has. It's not going to get there either, so another deuce on the Ekstrand serve. This is break point number 3. Let's be simple. Can Ellie Mandlik get this ball back in play in a big spot? You're just going to have a look at a second. You know it's going to be a kicker. Oh boy, just an absolute gift there. Mandlik finally getting a real gift this Christmas season. About, I'd say, 3 or 4 centimeters, millimeters. That metric system is hard for us. We're not very bright over here. Sorry, guys. Yeah, a lot of self-belief for this 18-year-old. Good feed to find that finish and really good racket skills just to stay below that ball and in control with a game point now. Ellie Mandlik. Yeah, it's a lot more challenging than it looks on the replay, no doubt. She's shaking up her right hand as well, and I keep going back to it. The consistency we saw from Mandlik in the last 2 sets against Rogers just has not been there today. Her ability to really dictate. Yeah, it's just been so inconsistent tonight. Same thing, just that inability to get underneath it and really drive, and this dynamic between Ellie and Mom in the stands is, yeah, it's a tough watch. Break chance for Ekstrand. Miss out wide, and yeah, both players missing out on some returns on some big spots here in this 3rd set already. she was going to miss that shot, right? She's missed that shot 10 times. Survive and advance kind of moments early in this third set, and I think what has really kind of stood out is just this ability for Mandlik to find that ability to get Ekstrand stretched. Some of those bigger spots so far. Great return, absolutely belted. Another chance, second look for Ekstrand. And the opportunities have been there for sure. Chance number 4. Smart play. And eventually she did get there, and staring down her team. It's 2 games all. Breaks have been traded here. But listen, it comes down, yeah, you'll see it there for a second, but the dynamic is just not a healthy one at the moment. She just fully believes, and she got that high sitter on the forehand side, just big bomb inside out. Takes her risks. They're calculated. They're very smart. Back the momentum, right? We have had double faults in 3 straight games between these two. A couple of good targets on these last couple of serves, huh? This as well, 3 straight free points. Where she continues to find her most joy, right? Getting Ekstrand stretched and see if she goes for a little bit too much while on the move. It feels like a bigger spot right now. Gets us to 3-2. Again, a mighty hold there. About the 7th time the racket's hit the ground there from Mandlik. And it's that backhand line that is the miss. Rare miss that's long, however. Two straight games with one. She had a couple in the second set as well. This is, again, just a weighty spot. A slew of them here through this third. Perfect, right on top of the line. A little riskier play out of Ekstrand, and just absolutely gorgeous. She's got 3 chances, 1 of 4 in the set. And that's not even close. It is 4-2. And what a turnaround we've had over the last couple of minutes. You know, I'm one of those believers, and this sport is so mentally challenging, extraordinarily. You guys know I've got a lot of history with it as well, right? But third sets, so much can just be about that mental component. It's a long way to go still, but the external output that the youngster has put out there has just been so much, you know, so different. It's significantly better in that regard.
Cool.
square right on top of it. Too good? Absolutely too good. That is right on top of the line. Again, you have to be kind of content with that. You can see Ellie just shaking her head. She can't believe it, but that is just square on. Really strong play there from Ekstrand. Top of it as well, and another really positive outburst there from Ekstrand.
Let's hit the courts together. Thank you to the Raleigh Tennis Association.
Yeah, they'll have a problem with that, right? Looking to show some aggression there in this game to make sure she makes Mandlik think and work in this game. Just that reminder, right? She failed to close out the second on her terms at 5-3. She had to break to win the set. That's clean, right on top on the baseline. It's a pretty good return game from her in these last couple of points. Regardless of how it plays out, she's made her opponent kind of put in some time there. It's game points for Mandlik. Great ball, and that inside-out forehand is just potent. Man, she just absolutely clocks it. With time, at the right height, boom, unloads.
Cool.
That trickles over as well. She creeps to within 2 points of this. And I go back to it, right? You put in the work in the return game here because it has that double component of just adding, you know, giving yourself this extra possibility here. Just love this approach. And this is going to be a slow second. Or does she attack it? She doesn't have to. The double fall brings up match point. Well, this maiden run in a 100K continues for Monika Ekstrand, taking out another accomplished player in Ellie Mandlik. 6-2 in the third, absolutely punishing those high forehands. And yeah, in her first ever 100K, Ekstrand has advanced to the semifinals. And yeah, looks like she can put in some real work here over the weekend. She'll get Cadence brace in tomorrow's semifinals, and that will wrap up what has been a busy day here on quarterfinal Friday at the Cary Tennis Classic, with this reminder that we will have 6 matches for you starting at 10 o'clock.